Good day, everyone. In one of my last videos, I explained to you how the equinox works best on a flat Earth, and it is much more easily explainable, makes much more sense than it does on a heliocentric model. And today I want to discuss with you another common misconception, and that is that the heliocentric model predicts eclipses, okay, which it does not. Absolutely false. And I'm going to show you that in this video right now, so stay tuned. Cheers. Why don't we go ahead and discuss how eclipses don't prove that the Earth is a globe either? In fact, a lot of people like to say that eclipses are predicted using a heliocentric model, and that is not true, 100% not true, and I'm going to show you that right now. This is where you get all of your information for eclipses from the NASA Eclipse website. Okay, so here, this is all the lunar eclipses from 2021 to 2030. Here it tells you the date of the eclipse, the type of eclipse, if it's a total eclipse, a partial eclipse, umbral, penumbral. Well, they don't have an umbral eclipse. So penumbral eclipse, you can't even hardly tell that it's even happening, to be honest. It's very, very, very subtle. So when you have these total eclipses, okay, and then it says, it's from a Saros series. Right? Saros series. So what is a Saros series? Okay. This is Saros series 121. Here it's just a table, right? It's a table of information. All these numbers, dates, times, catalog of lunar eclipses from Saros cycle 121. Now, how do they get these Saros cycles? What is a Saros cycle? How do they use that to give us the information about these eclipses? Okay, these Besselian elements used in all predictions were kindly provided by Jean Meus, and also there's all eclipse calculations are by Fred Espenac, who's Mr. Eclipse. Okay, he assumes full responsibility for their accuracy. Some of the information presented on this website is based on data originally published in 5 Millennium Canon of Lunar Eclipses. Okay? That's where these Saros cycles come from. Okay, so what does that mean? What does that mean? The periodicity and recurrence of a lunar and solar eclipses is governed by the Saros cycle, a period of approximately 6,585.3 days, or 18 years, 11 days, and 8 hours, when two eclipses are separated by a period of 1 Saros. They share a very similar geometry. The two eclipses occur at the same node, with the moon at nearly the same distance from Earth and at the same time of year. Thus, the Saros is full of organizing eclipses into families or series, which each series typically lasts 12 to 15 centuries, contains 70 or more lunar eclipses. So you can click here and see more information about all that. Okay, still, it's not really telling us how they're getting this information, right, for this. Okay, so what is this? Where are they getting the information for these eclipses? So here we go. Some of it says it's based on the 5 Millennium Canon of Lunar Eclipses, which is put together by these two guys. Okay. So it shows that they have this calculation, the cycle that they're taking into account, eclipse predictions. The coordinates of the sun used in these predictions are based on the VSOP 87 theory. The moon's coordinates are based on the ELP 2082 theory. Based on theory. For more information, see solar and lunar ephemerids. Okay, solar and lunar ephemerids. Let's open that link. Okay. The coordinates of the sun used in these eclipse predictions have been calculated on the basis of the VSOP 87 theory constructed by blah-bitty-blah French guy The theory gives the ecliptic longitude and latitude of the planets and their radius vector at sums of periodic terms. In our calculations, we use the complete set of periodic terms of version D of VSOP 87. This version provides the positions referred to in the mean equinox of the date. So basically they're telling you that they looked at the table of data and then they made an algorithm from it, and that's what they're using to predict the eclipses. Okay, but what is an ephemeride? Let's look at what an ephemeride is, because I thought I had that up here. Okay, planetary positions. This is the theory upon which that they're getting their positions, okay? Provides a method of computing the positions of the 8 planets and the sun efficiently and accurately without the major headaches that astronomers from past centuries had to deal with. Ever since ancient times, humans have observed the track and movements of the 5 brightest planets: Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. In addition to the Sun and Moon, today we know of 2 additional planets, Uranus and Neptune, in addition to a wealth of other mobile celestial bodies, including asteroids and comets. As technology improved, so did our ability to predict the movements of these objects. Today, using advanced algorithms like VSOP 87, we can predict the positions of the planets to within a 10,000th of a degree, thousands of years into the future. Okay, so this is why they use this algorithm. Get this, you guys are going to love this. VSOP planets. The semi-analytic planetary theory VSOP is a mathematical model describing long-term changes in the orbits of the planets Mercury to Neptune. The earliest modern scientific model considered only the gravitational attraction between the Sun and each planet, with the resulting orbits being unvarying Keplerian ellipses. In reality, all planets exert slight forces on each other, causing slow changes in the shape of the orientation of these ellipses. Increasing complex and analytical models have been made of these deviations, as well as efficient and accurate numerical approximation methods. Here we go. Predicting the position of the planets in the sky was already performed in ancient times. Careful observations and geometrical calculations produced a model of the motion of the solar system known as the Ptolemaic system, which was based on an Earth-centered system. The parameters of this theory were improved during the Middle Ages by Indian and Islamic astronomers. Okay, so predicting the positions of planets was already performed by ancient times, and they did it from an Earth-centered point of view. And guess what? That's the way we can only do it, is from an Earth-centered point of view, because we can only view the universe from the Earth. We cannot get away from it, we cannot go outside of it, and we can't go outside the solar system and look back and see things working the way that they tell us it does. It is pure fantasy, okay? Future planetary positions continued to be predicted by extrapolating past observed positions as late as 1740 tables, okay? So this is how they're doing it. What is an ephemeride? I also want to go over what an ephemeride is, okay? What is an ephemeride? Here's the definition of ephemera. Originally a medical term from medieval Latin ephemera, lasting a day. Okay, or ephemeris from Greek, ephemeros, daily, for the day, also lasting or living one day, short-lived. Basically, what this is a daily observation. Ephemerides are daily observations. Okay, now, they also say that it's based on this canon, based on the 5 millennium, right? Is that what it said? 5 millennium. The 5 millennium canon of the lunar eclipses. Now, what is a canon? A regulation or doctrine decreed by church or council, a provision of canon law, an accepted principle or rule, a body of principles. Okay? History and etymology for canon. Greek, canon, rod, measuring line, rule. Okay? So they are basically extrapolating all this information from ephemera and canons, which are nothing but ancient daily observations made by ancient astronomers who kept a careful record of all the objects in the sky and where they went and what paths they took, and they learned over time that each of these objects repeated their motions. They're on a clock. It's a giant sky clock up there, and it makes the same motions over and over again, slightly varying because as each planet or object in the sky has its own path, the path itself also rotates over the realm. And this altogether is a giant clock that shows us signs and seasons in the sky and helps us to denote epochs or eons or times, weeks, months, days, seasons, all that stuff made by the creator just for us, and it has nothing to do with a heliocentric, nonsensical model of all these balls spinning in a vacuum of space, wildly going around, not making any sense. Nobody can model that on a computer-generated program. Nobody can make you a program where they set up the parameters for all these objects to have their gravitational pull and spinning around each other, and it will never perpetuate itself in the same manner that we see today. Everything has to be set up on a set path, and that is exactly what happens. And that is why they know when eclipses are going to happen, because all the eclipses that we see today have already happened before. There is nothing new under the sun. Okay, so now that we have discussed how the heliocentric model does not predict any eclipse of any kind, solar or lunar, and all of it is based on past observations and algorithms created from a repeating cycle that has been observed throughout the centuries. I'm sure a lot of you are asking, what is a lunar eclipse and how does it happen? Well, in the interest of keeping this video short, I cannot get into that explanation. However, please do subscribe to my channel and stay tuned, because I do plan on doing a video getting in depth into how the electromagnetic light spectrum works and possible alternative explanations to how a lunar eclipse happens in this realm. Cheers and keep asking questions. Thanks for watching.